Hello.
Hi. Everyone. Sorry, Heather hit the mic and it distracted me. Welcome to A Couple of Assholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Johnson.
And I'm Heather Terry.
And for anyone who doesn't know, this is our power hour of true crime where we talk about fucked up people doing fucked up shit, usually for fucked up reasons or sometimes for no reasons at all.
That's right.
And today we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Conkright Agencies. They have sponsored this episode. If you are looking for insurance, it is so important for you to get somebody that is strong, that you can trust, that you know that has your back. And if there's one thing that's going to define Natasha Conkright, it is freaking strong.
Oh my gosh, right. It's a female-owned business. She's a veteran. She is amazing. She's actually an all-around badass.
Yes.
So call her for auto, life, home in Kentucky or Indiana.
Yes.
Like, she'll take care of you.
I guarantee you call her, you have one conversation with her, and you're going to be like, yeah. That's who I want in my corner.
Oh my God, right?
Absolutely. Conkright Agencies.
Yeah, we love her. Call
her. Yes, please. So we absolutely kind of need to take a moment to acknowledge everything that's going on right now in our nation. Today, this is being filmed on September 11th. So first, just the overall date, 9/11, remembrance and everything that happened in 2001. But then we've also had a lot of really terrible things happen yesterday with Charlie Kirk, and then, of course, with the stabbing that happened on the train, just probably, I think it was 1 week earlier. There's been other shootings.
School shootings and stuff, yeah.
We can't not acknowledge what's happening because as we come in here today, our hearts are heavy, and it's just been really hard.
Yeah, and hug your loved ones. Just be kind to everybody, regardless of political views or anything. Like death
race,
is death.
creed, anything.
Yeah, death is death. Just love everybody and be kind. It's free. Like too, you know.
Yeah, kindness is definitely free.
Like that's why I stop strangers and I'm like, oh my God, I love your outfit, and they're like, thanks. It doesn't cost anything to give somebody a compliment. Right. Hug people you love. Be nice. Be kind. Be safe.
Remember that we are all humans. This is all humanity.
Right.
We are all one. That's what matters.
And we're better than all this.
Yes. So other things as we pivot, I have to talk to you about jeans. Okay. Another serious topic. No. Okay. So I was talking to my friend Ben, and he had said that this one guy that he had met was like, the thing that ages you the most is your jeans. And he goes, what I do every 5 years is I throw away all of my jeans and I buy all new jeans because jeans age you the fastest. And I am struggling so hard because I was born in 1987. I am a millennial. And I am struggling with like the jean situation that's happening because I still believe in skinny jeans. I'm also fucking 5'2". And that's the other thing. It's like, let's talk about that there are no appropriate jeans unless you're like 98 pounds and 5'2".
If you're under 5'10". You can't, in like those boyfriend jeans and all that stuff. Like Jess, love Jess.
She can pull them off.
She's pull off
You're
anything.
5'7"? You're tall. 5'9".
Yeah.
So she's tall and thin. She's 5'9". She's tall and thin, and she can pull off these jeans.
Yeah. And like, I would love to bring the Jinkos back, but I'm going to look like an Oompa.
That's what I'm saying. So I've been literally looking at jeans trying to be like, how do I look younger? Because every time I fucking, not how do I look younger?
I know what you mean.
How am I, but I don't know if our listeners do. I don't, it's not that I'm trying to look younger. I just don't want to be that person that is wearing their hair like it's the 80s in 2015. Right. And I saw it. And I don't want to be a part of that. I fucking switched my part down the middle because that's what was happening.
I refuse.
And so I'm like, I'm trying to stay with it. I'm pretty sure polka dots are out. I literally got dressed today and I go, I just feel like I look so outdated with my clothing.
I think you look cute.
And Travis was like, you're wearing, I'm trying to remember what the word he used, but like timeless clothing. Like, cause I don't buy a lot of things that are like stand out-ish because I want my shit to last forever. But I just can't get with the jean game. Everything I looked at, every single jean that I looked at will make me look like a fucking douche canoe. And I'm short and I have to wear these fucking pants. And they're skinny jeans and they go over my belly button because I'm so short that nothing is not going to go that far over my belly button. And look, I had to cuff the heel, like the pant, which is what? 2004 of me.
I think it looks good. So
we're pretty much the same age. So you
pretty much. That's the
closest I've given her.
That's nicest. The nicest thing you've ever said, because this is actually my last podcast as a podcaster recording at 39.
Oh,
yes. I wore my adult blazer today just for that. No, I actually wore it because it's like army green, so I wore it for
Oh,
Natasha.
that's so perfect.
That I wanted my eyes to pop.
Yeah. Well, they do.
Yeah, but I just don't care. I gave up. I just wear what I want to wear. I wear bell bottoms. Lainey Wilson brought them back, and I was like, yeah, I can do that.
You wear
no,
bell
like
bottoms?
I'm sorry.
I was like, the fuck.
They're like those one jeans that I have. They're not bell bottoms, but they're like they go out at the bottom. She's laughing because I called them bell bottoms.
Also, Heather never wears jeans. Like the whole world needs to comprehend Heather doesn't wear jeans.
I almost did today when I was bloated.
This one pair of jeans that she owns that I've seen her wear twice in 7 years. So, right. Yes, you do have those and you wear those.
I do wear them when I wear jeans. I just, I'm almost 40. I don't have to wear jeans anymore.
It's not, I don't know. Well, I have to wear jeans because it's a part of my wardrobe, but I just don't know what it is. I don't know why they have to be so weird. Like, why do jeans have to be so weird? Why do we have to do this weird shit with them and make us feel like there's not a right fit? And if you're wearing a fit that fits your body and it's not what's hip and what's in, then you're like out of touch with what the style is.
Well, start a jeans company for everybody then.
No, thank you.
Business idea.
I would rather not. I'm literally saying how much I hate jeans and I cannot figure them out. And you're like, start a company about them. I'm like,
start one where you figure them out. Well, I know something you're not going to figure out.
The story?
This story. I'm going to take a drink out of my favorite mug.
Yes. I've had an upset stomach all day, so Heather brought me tummy tea.
I like that it's called like stomach relief, like stomach soothing or something, but tummy tea is just more catchy.
At the end of the day, like tea is, I'm in a hard mental state, and tea is always soothing. A warm beverage is always a good choice. That's why I drink hot tea so fucking much.
We're going to talk about beverages today too. Ooh. And since I'm 39.99 still today, I'm going to put my glasses on and get going. You ready to rage?
Always.
All right. I'm just going to jump right in. My sources, Wikipedia. There was an article from the Smithsonian Magazine, the New Yorker Magazine, irishcentral.com, and there were some court documents as well. A lot came from a podcast called Criminal, hosted by Phoebe Judge. Have you ever heard that? I love her voice.
I know Phoebe Judge.
Yeah. Her podcast is cool. But I didn't have the book that Simon Reed wrote. I didn't have time to read it because I had to order it and they didn't have it on Audible anywhere. But he did extensive research. So what I did was got a lot about him telling the story on the podcast too.
Heard.
So thanks, Simon. I'm going to try to set a scene like you do.
Ooh.
Picture it, like Sophia says on Golden Girls. Picture it, New York City, prohibition. Now, prohibition is defined as, quote, the prevention by law of the manufacture, transport, and sale of alcohol, especially in the U.S. between 1920 and 1933. So Throwback Thursday today. Now, what else was going on during this time? The Great Depression hit the city and hit it hard starting in about 1929. Jobs disappeared overnight. Poverty skyrocketed. Bread lines went around for blocks just to try to feed people. And desperation drove people to go to extreme lengths just to make it.
Yeah.
For example, according to Google AI, by 1932, 1 out of every 3 New York City residents were out of work. Like 1 out of every 3. That's a lot. That being said, crime also skyrocketed. Think bootlegging, scams, cons, speakeasy hustles, and that was an accepted way of life in New York City. Now, you and I have been to a speakeasy. Now.
Yes.
That was fun. And it's cool as shit, but it's not as common. But back then, that was not the case. There were like thousands and thousands. They were everywhere, and they varied on level basically by status and wealth. So if you were an upper class speakeasy joint, which is what Simon said that's what Simon said.
Which is what we have always gone to. We've gone to the coolest fucking speakeasies ever.
I know.
There's one in Atlanta.
The phone booth.
The phone booth. And like you have to call into a phone booth and you have to get the password from somebody else that leaves.
That was
and
so
you can't find the door. And the door is hidden into the wall. And it was wild.
It was so cool. And then you go in and it's literally like going back in time.
Yeah. And you have no idea that the building's even there. And then inside of it's just like gorgeous, luxurious. So everything you're telling me, I'm imagining the Atlanta speakeasy.
Yeah, that was so cool. And like if you went to Harlem, you would get the good liquor. Because basically my take on this was the upper class people, they saw that Prohibition was coming and before it actually happened, and they bought a shit ton of alcohol.
Smart. Because
they knew that once you owned it, they couldn't take it away. So they bought a bunch of it in advance. So that's why the higher class speakeasies could serve this alcohol. Now, hole in the wall dives, like in the Bronx, you'd get what they called bathtub gin or Rotgut Whiskey. AKA not suitable for human consumption.
That made me want to vomit.
Yeah,
like, that made me think of like fucking 99 bananas and like
you're over there drinking. You're having
Dark Eyes vodka. Oh,
pop off. That's why they call it that, because it makes your nail toe or your nail toe. I had 3 hours of sleep. Your toenail polish pop off. But anyway, Rotgut Whiskey sounds like a good band name. Not supposed to drink it. Human consumption, no. But the stuff could get you drunk quickly, but could kill you if you weren't careful. Now,
isn't that alcohol today anyway?
True, but
Same
this
shit.
is like animals, not like it's not even for external use. Like there's a label that, like a warning label that they had, and it was like the shit. Think paint and paint thinner ingredients, like meth, but not. Like is what this shit was. Oof. Methanol was used in some of these alcohol mixtures, and it was commonly known as wood alcohol because it was cheap and they could get at the hardware store. It's like 10 cents a can or something.
It's what like true alcoholics wound up like drinking.
Yeah. And
like
it was legal.
True ones. I have to say.
Yeah.
I was like, you're like, no, they don't. The fucking ones that are going through withdrawal, like seriously, drink the fucking cleaners.
Whew, yeah. But the lower end speakeasies would mix it in with their drinks so people would get drunk, but it
was kind of masked, right? It's kind of what you're saying. Like it wasn't 100% poison. It was like 50% poison, 50% something else.
It's like a rum and wood alcohol. Right. By 1932, we're in year 12 of Prohibition, and this shitty toxic wood alcohol is in thousands of speakeasies because they start picking up on it. Now, the one I'm going to talk about is on 3775 3rd Avenue in the Bronx. Now, it had an empty storefront like a lot of them did, masking it, but it was a dive to say the least. Now, here's a photo that's going to pop up of the front empty storefront. It was like they sold awnings and stuff, but there wasn't anything in it. So... yeah. And
what a vibe.
Yeah. It's like very, Rotgut Whiskey. So I'm going to paint the picture for you inside. So there was only 4 tables. They had one 12-foot bar against the wall. They had a shitty sofa over there. And then they had a pisser behind a beaded curtain. So that's the only thing. Like if you had to pee, you just go through the beads. Oh. 27-year-old Tony Marino was a speakeasy owner of this. And this is a picture of Tony.
That looks like a man that lived during the Great Depression.
Yep, that's
man
Tony.
Looks like that is a Great Depression photo.
Yeah,
if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, he looks mad at the state of the
nation. And just I don't think before 1940 anyone smiled. Maybe 1950s. I'm like, when did they start dancing with the fucking cute outfits? I'm going to say 1940s, 1950s. Until they started doing that, they didn't smile. There were no laugh lines. There was only the scowl right here.
Oh, yeah. They definitely had the hard 11s.
The hard 11s.
Tony served that shitty, cheap shit, but he wanted to attract people anyway. So he set up basically a charcuterie board, a.k.a. a platter of oysters, sardines, and lunch meat because a lot of people were hungry. So I'm sure it smelled great. I didn't know you were going through tummy time whenever I picked this story. So I was like, I'm saying rot gut and like rotten oysters and shit. And you're like,
yummy.
Like every bar, it had regulars. One of them became good friends with Tony Marino. It was Undertaker Francis Pasqua. And he would bring friends in from time to time with him. Now,
is this real or is this
it's gonna
really
sound
cool
like I'm making all of this up?
I love it. Those are my favorite.
It's not. Okay, this is Francis Pasqua.
Okay.
Yeah.
He probably has really pretty eyes.
He does look like he has pretty eyes, but he also looks like an Undertaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he looks like he would enjoy the embalming process.
I don't know about that, but he definitely looks like he doesn't get a lot of sunlight and that there's not a lot of joy in his life as well.
Kind of like a sexy, sad vampire.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Yeah. One of the friends that he brought in with him was a man named Michael Malloy. Now, Michael was a trusting, happy-go-lucky Irish immigrant, and not a ton is known about his upbringing, but from what I could find, and he literally had no photos, so sorry about that. He was in his 50s or 60s around this time. It's hard to say because, like I said, there's not a lot of background, but he did come over from Ireland. He came over here alone, and he liked it. He was a loner. I'm pretty sure that sadly he was homeless as well. He was a homeless alcoholic, no friends, no family, just himself. He would work odd jobs.
Ballsy, man.
He was
coming from another country.
And he's like, here I am, odd jobs, just living the life, just drinking. Like, that's what he did. He worked a lot of odd jobs for cash, like street cleaner and stuff like that. And he spent all of his money on alcohol.
Amazing they had street cleaners back then. I feel like.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like they didn't know that was a thing. Right. They were still shitting in the streets. I say that and I'm like, they do that in San Francisco. So people be shitting in streets everywhere. We have not come that far.
What? We're going to... She's out there in the middle of the street with a pooper scooper.
Dude, I can't say shit. I walked through San Francisco and walked over human feces. So I say that from my own stepping over shit upon the streets.
No, Michael started coming in so much that Tony was like, dude, why you just want to work? So he started helping, like stocking and cleaning at the bar. He's like, you're here every day. Like, you work here now. So he's like, okay. And I can't do an Irish accent or
I wish you could. That'd be so hot.
One. I can't do that one. That one's
I
hard.
can't do it either. I'm literally, no, I can't. I won't. I can't even read it in my head. Like I'm reading a book right now that I thought the whole time they were in the UK. It's like one of those you can't fucking figure it out. And then I realized that they were in Ireland. And so I can't change the accent in my head. So I can't even do an Irish accent in my noggin as I read.
I know. Our friend Tara from Ireland tried to teach me again the other night. She's like, top of the morning to you. And I'm like,
she is so hot. Every time she talks, I'm like, you are so cool.
Just
come with me, hold my hand, be with me forever. That's how I feel about her. Every time I'm around her.
She's awesome. Okay. So when Tony Marino's business starts to decline heavily at the speakeasy, Michael is like, quote unquote work here, but basically he just gets hammered and stops working. He just drinks. So he's like, okay, well, you're cut off.
Right.
Because he was literally just drinking and running up his tab and he wasn't paying him.
Right. And he wasn't working.
Not working. So one night in July 1932, Francis stops by the bar and brings his friend Daniel Kreisberg. I have pictures of him too. And it's blurry because, again, 1932.
I thought the photography was really good back then.
I know. Yeah. Well, they had a lot of photography studios in 1932. Yeah. So that one literally looks like I drew on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they sit down. They're like, hey, Tony, how's business? He's like, oh, it sucks. And no one's paying their bar tabs. They start doing that. And he's doing it out of good faith and they're not paying him. So
it's amazing they did bar tabs like that.
It's like, yeah, let's run some credit.
Like
one out of every 3 doesn't have a job, but sure.
Right. And you do it for like months, right? Like you just like, it's like an open tab. It's a credit card, but they don't have to pay it at a specific time and get fines.
Right.
No wonder no one fucking paid it. And then you still keep serving me?
Yeah.
I ain't paying it.
Right. So he's like, and they won't pay it. So Francis the Undertaker, he looks at him. He's like, why don't you just take a life insurance policy out on Michael Malloy? Like, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, he's not paying. You cut him off anyway. Like, why don't you just do that? He had no family, no friends. They didn't even know if he had a home. Like, again, I said, I don't think he does. Francis tells Michael Malloy, he's like, hey, Mikey, you should come. Let's get you some life insurance. And he takes him to the Prudential Insurance Company. And then
I always I've watched our episodes back and I'm like, Brooklyn, stop letting her rattle your cage by bringing in shit like that. So I'm not going to get rattled today. I refuse because the world is rattling me so much. I refuse to be rattled by the fact that a random person essentially came up to a person and was like, we should get life insurance for you. And they were like, burr, 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 and didn't have jobs and didn't have home. Like,
right, yep.
The stupidity of it is what always gets me mad. So I'm going to be quiet for a while.
So Francis is like, hey, I'm going to cover this policy for my friend here and make sure there's a double indemnity clause in there for in case of an accident. And he's like, oh, and of course, Francis is a beneficiary. The agent just writes up a $2,000 policy and then they're like, okay, here we go. By the way, the court records show that Francis said to Michael, this is how he got Mike to do it. He was like, hey, let's get you a life insurance. And he said, sure, why not? Like, it didn't take much convincing. He was like, they waited till he was drunk, and he's like, okay.
I don't know if he was ever not drunk, it sounds like.
True.
Do we know what $2,000 back then was?
I math it up later.
Okay.
Yeah. But
okay.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I'm happy to know that I will know soon.
Yeah. And then they take him a few days later to another place, and they get $3,000. And then they thought they were all set up until upper management was like, hey, yeah, no, this makes no sense. You're not even related. Like, no.
Thank you.
We're not doing this. It's sketchy. Like, so.
Thank you.
But they pivoted because a lot of people were doing life insurance scams back then. Like, it was, these scams were.
I believe it.
And then people were so desperate for money that they would be like, okay. Sure.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people weren't taking life insurance policies out against their husband or wife on purpose and then them killing themselves. Like, I believe that people would do that for their families in the hardest of times so that their family would have money to live off of if they thought that they would. And that's the whole reason why life insurance policies took the suicide factor out.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be shocked that you're in the Great Depression. It's the hardest time to be alive. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd rather not be here. And if that puts food on my kid's table, then yeah.
Right. So the guys pivoted and they create a fake identity for Michael Malloy. Michael Malloy was known on paper as Nicholas Mallory. So the con artists, they're like, we need a Nicholas Mallory. So they hire, or they need a relative of Nicholas Mallory. So they hire a bartender named Joe Red Murphy and pretend he was the brother. And there's a blurry photo of him.
Will you go to the other side too? Go back one.
They kind of look the same.
They look fucking.
I accidentally sent the pictures to Jess when I sent these in for the episode. I sent them in twice because they look similar.
They very much do.
Dark hair, larger snoot.
We also, once more, it looks like it was drawn with an etch-a-sketch. Yeah. So we're also like, they look alike, and it's two fucking human men. Like with
smiley
dark hair.
face with black hair. Is
right.
What it looks like. Okay. So they went back again to the same agent, by the way, who approved the $3,000 life insurance policy, and they got the $800 one approved. The agent was like, I really need the money, and I bet his brother won't care because Mike Malloy wasn't with him. They sent in the brother, and he was like, my brother wants this. And he was like, okay, I trust you. Man, I don't know. AKA, he wanted the commission. I'm
also like, what were we using as identification back then? Pieces of paper saying my name is?
A bar napkin. Yeah.
Like, yeah. How are we Dude, I just have this name.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just so intrigued by how they
made him a fake ID.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. How did you make a fake ID in 1929 or whatever year this? Or 1932, whatever year that was. And then you can just make one.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think these are easy skill sets that you can just do. That's why now I need to know. I'm going to Google what the fuck was used as identification in the 1930s.
I know, right?
Because it literally could have been like a printed off fucking Social Security card without.
They just rewrote it, wadded it up a couple times, crinkle it, and they're like, here you go.
Man.
They got two more approved from another company. So altogether, he was insured for $3,500. And AI said it is over $79,000 now. Mm. So we do stories on a lot of larger life insurance policies, like over hundreds of thousands and stuff. So like, it's still a lot of money.
It's a ton of money in the Great Depression.
And now too. But
yes,
if you compare it to other stories, you know, like
where
now,
people can barely afford food.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is
$79,000 is food
money.
Forever.
Yeah. Now the plan can begin. So the guys stock the bar with that bathtub and rotgut shit like crazy. Tony Marino talks to Mike Malloy, and he's like, you know what, Mike, let's clean slate this. No more bar tab. All drinks are on the house, friend. We're going to wash your tab away. You come drink with me.
What a day.
And he's like, fuck yeah. Like,
right.
I've always dreamed of this moment my whole life.
I have been living every day for this moment.
Yeah. And there's no way if we give him an unlimited amount, he won't drink himself to death, literally. And I want to point out that, yes, I understand severe alcoholic. Like, yes. I'm not, they played to his addiction. It is a disease. So I put the note in here, like, don't DM me. I'm not the devil. I'm acknowledging that he had an addiction.
Right. Yeah. He was addicted. It's the same thing with putting a whole bunch of fucking crack in a room with somebody who's addicted to crack. Yeah. They're going to do crack until they die.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with a mouse. Like a mouse would do the same thing. Addiction is addiction.
Right. So I just want to point that out because just, disclaimer. Okay. So he drank his ass off. And then when they were literally just sitting at the bar, like watching him, like he just thought he was hanging out with his friends. That's the sad part. And he drank his ass off and they were like, he got up and they were looking at him like, oh, he's about to fall. He kind of stumbled a little bit and he was like, have a good night. Thank you, friends. And walked out and they were like, he's not supposed to walk out of here.
Oh, okay. So they did that just on like a one night, not like.
Oh, I got lots of
okay.
left.
That's what I was like.
Yeah.
And they were shocked that I'm like, dude, you got to, that's a long play.
Yeah.
That's not a slow burn.
They literally were like.
Well, that is a slow burn. Sorry.
He would drink himself and give himself alcohol poisoning was their thought. And then when he got up, they're like, no one should stand up from how much you drank. So he showed up the next morning and was like, hey, where's my drink at? And he would always thank his friends, quote unquote, for being so good to him, blah, blah, blah. But they were really trying to get him to kill himself, which pisses me off. So this goes on for 4 days straight, day and night. They keep staring at him and he runs through a lot of their stock because he can drink a lot.
This is going to make me vom. Just the thought of it. Oh my gosh. Or I'm going to go grab a beer after this. I'm kidding. It's 9 a.m.
He didn't give a shit.
I heard. Well, that's the difference. I'm not addicted to alcohol.
Now, Tony Marino, the bar owner, he's like, hey, like, he's not fucking dying. Right. And I can't afford this. My business sucks. And then bartender Joe's like, we should give him some wood alcohol. When he comes in, so Mike comes in the next day. They give him a few drinks at first with just a dab. And then by the end of it, he's drinking straight poison. Glasses full, and one glass should kill you. And he is drinking this straight at the end. Instead of falling over, he raised his glass of straight methanol. And he said, this is the best stuff I've ever had. And they're like, what? Like it's poison. So they keep this going on and they like up the ante even. They're like, he's not going down with this poison. So they start having drinking competitions with him. They drink regular liquor, like he drinks whiskey, and they give him the wood alcohol and he goes drink for drink. And night after night, nothing. He was just super wasted and just thinks he's there to party with his friends.
How is that possible?
You're going to say that 400 more times during this because this ain't shit.
So you couldn't see a photo of him, right?
No.
So is there was he any chance through, I don't know how the fuck you would know this. Was he a big guy?
He was a bigger dude, but not just average. He wasn't obviously healthy.
It's the Great Depression too. So he's likely not eating. So whatever weight is on him is like visceral fat from drinking. The only
food he got was at the bars. He went to Speakeasy where they had food. So that's why he liked his place because they had the little charcuterie board. So he would only eat that shit or the bread lines. And then, so he was an average looking dude.
That's
just an Irishman.
Are you I was waiting for you to be like, okay, I need you to know that he is 6'5". He could have played Reacher.
Oh God. Right. Don't get me started.
Oh my God. He just started an ad for what is it? The Sasquatch soap.
He did?
Yeah.
I have to go.
It was the only shining part of yesterday.
I need to go.
And that was before everything else happened. And I saw that ad and I was like,
pause this so I can go look at it.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great experience.
Take my jacket off. I love him. Okay. So fake drinking competitions. And night after night, he's not doing it. He just keeps getting hammered. And he's like, cool, see you guys in the morning. Finally, after one night of a bender, he stands up. He tries to say thank you, but he falls to the floor. The scumbags run over to him and they're like, oh my God, finally. They check on him and they see his breathing and then they lean down. He's snoring. He passed out and he was sleeping on the bar floor. A few minutes later, Michael gets up. He thanks him for partying. And then he comes back again the next morning.
Dude, I am sorry, but I'm kind of impressed. Yeah. I know I'm not supposed to be impressed. I understand that my feelings are inappropriate.
Oh, they're supposed to be. This whole story.
I'm kind of impressed by him.
Yeah.
Wonderboy Media is not only the proud producer of this glorious magic imploring your ear holes right now, but they're also a big deal.
Get in touch with them today to make all of your dreams a freaking reality.
From using their bangin' ass podcast studio,
where we are right now,
to creating amazing videos and editing our content like the mystical mavericks they are.
Your podcast can go further when you have a Wonder Boy.
Hit up Drew today at WBOYmedia.com.
Or text him day or night at 270.
Just kidding.
Does your face look like a mugshot lately?
Then it is officially time for you to visit Hetef Aesthetics in Owensboro, Kentucky or Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right. Go see our girl Amber Teasley and her team because they'll have your face and your skin look like a damn filter.
And their staff is absolutely amazing. It's like a mini Botox party, which personally is my favorite. You leave looking fresher and you don't have a hangover.
Another good thing is that if you go in there and you tell them that a couple of sassholes sent you, you get 15% off of everything.
That's unbelievable. So if you have been considering getting that glow up and making that ex jealous, it's time.
Francis Pasquale, the Undertaker, he gets an idea. He was like, the motherfucker eats the food. He loves the food. Let's lace the food with the poison. Let's see if that works. I'm like, he's fucking drinking glasses of it. Why is it going to make a difference?
Yeah.
So they took oysters and they soaked it for days in the wood alcohol. Yeah. And they would give it to him with a side of the wood alcohol because that's all he drank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real quick, though. You soak every type of fruit in vodka, right?
I have, yes.
Yes. Not like just as you fucking
for all my yogurt
strawberries,
my yogurt
laced with vodka, right? No, but like Heather is very into doing that, and it's a wonderful
boozy fruit.
Boozy fruit.
Yeah.
And you can taste the vodka like a motherfucker. You can taste the champagne with grapes like a motherfucker.
Yep.
Oysters and wood alcohol.
It sounds delightful.
I'm just also thinking, I feel like that would have a taste.
Yeah.
But then again, oysters.
He's drinking it though. So I mean,
you're right. He likes the flavor. You're right. He likes the taste.
But they think he's so drunk all the time he can't taste or smell. They think it's ruined.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's ruined a lot of things. I'm pretty certain.
So they said like other people were on record saying that the whole place smelled like cleaner. Like you walked in and if you weren't immune to it, it hit you in the face. Like it smelled like chemicals really bad. So they failed again. He got drunk, stumbled out again, showing up the next day, and he's like, where's my oysters? And they're like, what the fuck? So they left out sardines. They opened sardines. They left them out. They gave him a sandwich because he would make sardine sandwiches sometimes with the bread that he got. They laced it. This is so fucked up. They laced it with broken glass, carpet tacks, and freaking shredded tin in the sandwich. He ate the whole thing and asked for another one.
They did autopsies back then?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like the Joey Chestnut of poisonings. Like one reporter said that they think he thrived on this. Like, you know, those guys that do like clickbait that try to like eat light bulbs and shit on
cut off
the
their
internet
ears
and like
shit.
Don't do that. Like we're not. Yeah. But like,
dear God, do we have to tell you not to do that?
The sad part is yes.
I know.
Yeah. But they said he thrived on this sort of thing and he asked for another sandwich when you should not. You should be dead. So they were like, okay, we have to make this look like an accident. And they're still paying the premiums on this life insurance policy, by the way. This has been a couple months of this happening.
So they've been paying the premiums. The bar's been going down. They're paying for him to have free alcohol.
And they're buying all this extra shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they apparently had done this to someone else already, by the way.
Oh.
Tony Marino had dated a woman, and it was either Maple or Mabel. I typed Maple, but it could have been
because my last name was Mabel.
Maiden name. I think it's Mabel though.
Mabel sounds a lot more like a first name.
Yeah. So she was dating Tony Marino, and Francis did the same policy shit to her. So when the police found her at Tony's place, passed out under an open window in the dead of winter, her death was ruled an accident. And they got insurance. So, like, he got her drunk, put her by the window, opened it in the wintertime.
And she
died.
She froze?
It was either the elements or that they said she had pneumonia, is what the thing said.
What a bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, if my husband tried to kill me by giving me alcohol and opening up a fucking window and I died.
Yeah. Yep.
That's so weird.
I know. And then, so this gives them the idea to try to do this to Mike. Now, by the way, he's getting a little bit of a reputation because the guys are obviously doing to him openly. But a lot of people are scared of him because they're like, they don't give a shit. So his regulars kind of know what they're doing. No one stops it, which is messed up.
That's super messed up, but I'd also just leave. I'd be like, I'm not coming to a place where they literally try to kill their patrons.
Right. But
he
starts getting the nickname Iron Mike. So I know Mike Tyson has been called that, but this was the first Iron Mike.
Heard.
So he comes in again and again and he drinks until he passes out. He comes in the last time, he passes out in the bar, like hard from all of the shit they're giving him. They grab him and they take him to a nearby park. They dump ice water on him, and it's like December in New York City. They dump ice water on him, leave him out there in the cold, like,
yep,
sadly to die. They were like, well, hypothermia or exposure will get him, and then it'll look like an accident. They were wrong again. Tony comes to open the bar the next morning, and Iron Mike's sleeping on that dirty couch. He wakes up, and he's like, dude, what's up, friend? I woke up, and I don't remember how I got in the park, but I woke up cold, so I came to the bar to warm up. And they're like, what the fuck? So, because he should be dead like 9 times already. So they get
resilience.
Yeah. They get desperate and they reach out to someone who has a reputation for being like a mess cleaner upper. And he is also really big in the bootlegging scene in New York City. His name is Tony Bastoni, a.k.a. Tough Tony.
Okay.
Here's Tough Tony.
I hope he looks like
He does not. He looks like that guy on the TikToks. He
doesn't have teeth.
Yeah. Doesn't he look like the guy on TikTok where it's the pumpkin is like, ah, goddamn.
I don't use TikTok. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but so
I don't know who that is, but I believe he looks like him.
But Tony Bastoni, it sounds like a pasta dish or something.
Sounds like a cartoon character.
Yes. So Tough Tony, he's like, hey, let's just kill him. And then they're like, well, we need a Tommy gun. That's $50. And the guys were like, we're not paying for that. We've already spent too much money on this. And it has to look like an accident because Tough Tony's solution is just shoot him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because he's Tough Tony.
He's Tough Tony. So and then he's like, hey, okay, I got it. We're going to hire a taxi cab driver to hit him with his taxi. Like he was drunk walking out of the speakeasy. Yep. We're going to hit him with the taxi. So
there are so many characters in this.
Oh, I know.
Golly. What a time in New York.
Harry Green. This is Harry Green. He has a taxi cab.
Okay.
Yeah. He looks like he'd be a tall drink of water.
Yeah, he does.
I was like, ew, why am I attracted to him?
I hate that.
I know.
I feel the same way. I'm like, why are you kind of hot?
Especially because you came after Tough Tony, and Tough Tony looks like he has no teeth. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
And Harry's like, yeah, whatever, I'll do it. Give me $150.
What a time. Like, yeah. I'm going to make an assumption that Harry wasn't a terrible person, but that Harry was so hungry. That is what I need to believe this was a Survivor thing.
You silver lining the shit.
I have to.
Do it.
I have to.
Now, they get Iron Mike drunk until he passes out. They take him in a car in a quiet street in the Bronx. They put the fake ID with the Nicholas Malloy name in his pocket, and they try to run him over 3 times. Bartender Joe and Tough Tony on the 3rd try, they actually held him up by the arms, and Harry drives the taxi at him going 30. I read anywhere from 20 to 45 miles an hour. Big range. Either way, even at 20, I don't want to get hit by a car.
I don't want to just, heard and agreed.
Yes. And he flew into the gutter and like crumpled up. They went to go get him because they need him to prove that it was an accident. They need someone to find him. But a car drives by and they get scared and then they bolt and leave him there. When they check the papers, they don't see a hit and run story. Nicholas Malloy is not in the news. Like it would have made the papers. So after days, they start calling hospitals, morgues, all that shit, and no sign of this Nicholas. And they panic because, like I said, they need his body and they think they killed him and they lost his body.
So they didn't drive by where they ran him over?
Nope. They just assumed he got picked up and they didn't want to get caught by the cops if they went back.
I'm like, dude, if they've been doing all the fucking shit they've been doing.
I know.
Come on.
They're talking about it in the bar. They're too pussy to drive past.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now they start planning and these assholes. They're like, we got to fix this. They don't just give up. Just cancel the fucking policy. Call it a wash. Yeah. You suck. No. They're like, okay, I got it. We're gonna go find somebody who looks like Iron Mike. So they start going out to other vulnerable men, like scoping it out.
Okay, there's resilience on both sides.
Yeah.
This is a story of resilience.
They're like, somebody at that point should have been like, we need to call it quits.
Let's stop trying to kill people.
They're like, Hail Mary, no. Right. Yeah. So they start going to look for somebody that looks like him. And sadly, they do find one in a speakeasy in Harlem named Patrick Murray. I don't have a photo of him. They get Patrick drunk. He's kind of a loner, hard times. They bring him to Tony's bar. They're like, hey, you can come work here and let's have drinks and we'll talk about it. Come to my speakeasy. We'll look at it. They get him even more wasted because he was already drunk and they found him, but he could be like they said like a stunt double for Iron Mike. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So they do the same hit and run bullshit to this innocent guy.
Instead of just driving by to see if that dude's body was there.
Yep.
Oh my geez.
So they do that thing. Harry hits him with the taxi again. There's like 8 guys in the car at this point. Like
fake identification on him too. They just make another ID.
I don't know. I think that I don't know how they were going to do that.
Okay. Because I'm like, there's no other way unless
I'm assuming they did.
Assumptions,
yeah,
right? They went through a lot of effort. I don't think they were going to stop on creating another identification card.
Right. And then, so when they go back to get Patrick's body, a car drives by again and they run off again. So a few days later, they meet up to see, they're like, meet at the bar. Let's see what we're going to do. Because they're 0 for 2. Iron Mike walks in. They're sitting there talking about how he's dead and they lost his body and he walked in the door.
I hope more than anything that no one dies. Like I'm in a hope.
Aren't you rooting for him?
I am rooting so hard for Iron Mike.
It's hard not to.
I have been from the jump.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't we root for any human?
Because he was just trying to live his life.
He's just an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Like whatever. He was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
There's still not a reason that I would want him dead. I would hope that Iron Mike survives.
So he walks in and they're all like, like, how?
How many days?
5.
Okay.
So 5 days. He's like, yeah, it's crazy story. 5 days ago, I woke up with a sore shoulder and a bad headache in a gutter and a cop found me. And he was like, and you know what his next words out of his mouth was? I am sure dying for a drink.
Did he not say anything about a random identification card on him?
No.
Right? I'm like, so he's like, I had a headache and my shoulder hurt.
I woke up in the gutter.
He didn't check
drunk.
His pockets to be like, why do I have this? Could you imagine?
No.
Like you wake up and you were like, drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
And you were just like, man.
Whose ID is this?
I totally hurt my shoulder. I'm in a ditch. And then you get home and or hopefully somewhere, and you look in your pockets and you're like, did I kill whoever?
Right.
Mallory? Like, what did I do to get this person's I would be so flabbergasted on what the hell I could have done to get somebody's ID like that.
Flabbers would be gasted.
Exactly.
Yes. So Mike had been at the hospital for the past 5 days under his real name. But when they were calling, they were asking for Nicholas Mallory. So when they called and they were like, no, he's not here because they were asking for the wrong fucking name because he's not going to tell him that's his name because he doesn't know that's his fake name. So they missed that part. Like they should have been asking for Mike Malloy, not Nicholas Mallory.
They should have called and asked for both because if he would have been in a coma or too far gone, then they would have used the other name.
Right.
They would have checked his pocket.
I guess he told the cop and the cop told the hospital.
Right, because he was conscious.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they should have called and asked for both.
So Mike Malloy had a fractured skull and shoulder and a concussion, and he still didn't succumb to anything, but he also doesn't remember anything. He remembers I was drinking at the bar and I woke up in a gutter with a concussion. That's all he knows.
I'm sure that's like his life. It's barely glimpses of sobriety or conscious moments, I guess, not sobriety.
Right. And he's like, hey, thanks for keeping me drunk, fellas. And some people think that he was either too drunk or just didn't care about all the bad shit that kept happening to him. Like that's still kind of a mystery. Like, why would you keep going back to this place if all this bad shit keeps happening?
What do you think?
I think his addiction was just so strong, and he was like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
And he was just probably shit-housed
all the time.
24/7. Because it takes 4 days for alcohol to fully get out of your system. And that's not like methanol.
Yeah.
So like who knows what he knew or felt or experienced when it's that kind of alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then, so the guys are like, okay. like, what? White flag should be waved. No.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we got it. And this is 3 or 4 months now into this. Like, they're like at month 4 or 5. So they rent a room nearby because Tony's like, we're doing this one more time. Like, we got to do it. So they rent a room nearby that has a gas stove, and they're like, remembered he's homeless. So they're like, Mike, we're going to put you up in a place. And he's like, what? My friends are so nice. And like, but too bad that the place was leased to Nicholas Malloy. Like his fake name.
Right.
In late February 1933, they take Mike, they get him shit-faced on that wood alcohol again at the speakeasy. They take him to that place. They turn the gas on. They he's passed out, and they put a freaking hose in his mouth, and they killed him with the gas. He finally succumbed to their attempts.
Oh my gosh.
After 5. Well, 5, they kept trying for 5 months, but it like officially 5 different times is when they,
And the counted
not counting all the times where they're like, drink this poison every fucking day almost. So Francis the Undertaker, he calls in a favor. They keep bringing people into this, like, just fucking quit. But he has a doctor friend named Frank Manzella, and he gets paid off to forge the death certificate and do a fake autopsy. He puts the cause of death as lobar pneumonia, which you have a really, really higher risk. All my medical training that I did in my Google search, that you have a higher risk of getting that if you're an alcoholic. So, yeah. Iron Mike is buried the next day. They bury him, and there were so many deaths happening during this time that they had, like, I don't know what they're officially called, but it was basically like low-income burial sites. Like, they had discounted burial sites for people that couldn't afford that. So they buried him the next day. Then the guys wait one more day and try to go cash with the insurance. So
you had the slow burn of 5 months trying to kill this guy.
And then you're like, like, just chill the fuck out.
Chill the fuck out.
You already raised all these flags.
And then who's the brother that has to go in and do it? And then technically, doesn't he get the money?
Oh, it gets dicier. So he dies, bury him the next day. They go in and cash the following day. The first agency, the $800 policy, they're like, yeah, sure. Here's your money. Here's $800. That was the smaller one. The next one with the bigger policy is like, you guys, it's been 2 days. Like, we want to see his body. That's a requirement. And then Tony's like, well, he's dead. So
no shit.
Like, he's dead, and he's buried, and he's in the ground. And they're like, why is he already in the ground? Prudential Insurance starts their own internal investigation. They're like, yeah, we're gonna look into this because we don't trust you. So they start snooping around the bar, and they're like, hey, you guys are regulars. Does anybody know Nicholas Malloy? And they're like, who the fuck is that? We're in here all the time. No, we don't know who that is.
Oh my geez.
It's that time of year again. The air is crisp. The lattes are pumpkin spice, but those vibes.
Positively haunted. But you know what's really scary?
Not having insurance when life comes knocking like a masked man in the woods.
Don't be that final girl without a plan. Whether it's your house, your ride, or your life, Conkrite Agencies has you covered.
Call Natasha today. She's got the kind of coverage that helps us sleep better at night.
Conkrite Agencies, where spooky season meets smart decisions. Tony Marino and Francis Pasquale, they each split. They get the $400, but they have to pay their people out now. And they don't have the big part. They only got that money. Right.
So 150 of it went to Harry Green. 150 went to Tough Tony. And then they had to give some to Joe. They started arguing over the money. Like, because they didn't have
so much less than what they thought they were going to get.
Yeah.
They brought in 85 other people to the party. The pie slices are getting fucking slivers now.
That pyramid scheme.
All that effort, man. That cookie be crumbling.
Yeah. So they keep getting into it, and they meet at the bar to talk about it, and they got into a huge fight. Now, Tough Tony has a right hand that was involved loosely with this called Joseph Maglione. this is all Tough Tony Maglione.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have to go eat pasta at some point today after doing
Oh my God, pasta.
And about splitting the cut, they were talking about how they were going to cut up the insurance policy that at this point they're probably not going to get. If you think about the bigger picture,
right?
But they're planning on it's like if you say when we win the lottery, like you got
right.
So look, they were like,
you're gonna get 150,000. I'm gonna get like,
yeah, like they're planning this out, and then they start arguing about who should get more and all this shit because now they have 1 million people in there, and they got into it, and Joseph stole Tony's gun and shot him. He shot him twice and killed him.
Tough Tony
dies.
He shot him in his own bar.
Yeah, no, Tough Tony didn't own the bar. He was the one.
No, I'm saying I know, but he like Joe owned the bar, right?
No, Joe was just his right hand. He's another Joe. Oh. There's 2 Joes, 2 Tonys.
Okay, so he shot him in a bar it's in the speakeasy.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got into it. He grabbed his gun. He tried to run. He's like, nope, and he shot him. And people were there, and they were like, oh fuck. So the cops show up and they arrest Joseph Maglione, and then they also, as the witness, they arrest Joe Murphy, Joe the bartender who was in on everything, as a witness. Now keep in mind they weren't sneaky in the bar, so the regulars knew what they were doing.
Right.
Now the cops are like, oh, someone died there, and the insurance people are snooping around. What the fuck are you guys doing over there? Even though they're already doing something illegal.
And then within like 5 minutes, another person shot and killed. Wow.
Yeah. So John McNally's a regular, and John McNally's like, I'm going to talk to you guys. So
Go, John.
When they heard the story, he goes and tells them everything because John's there all the time. He's seen them. He knows what they've tried to do. He didn't try to stop them with sex, but at least better late than pregnant, I guess. I don't know. So when the cops are sitting there just like you were, and you're like, did you make this up?
Right.
Because it sounds fucking made up.
It sounds like a movie.
Oh, it was. And a play and all kinds of shit too. And songs have been written about it. But anyway, so they're like, no one could survive 5 months of murder attempts and all these in this way. Like, he should have died the first day they gave him that poison. And he's like, no, I'm serious. They asked me to help. And I said, no, go dig his body up. You'll see it. Go dig Iron Mike's body up. So in May of 1933, they dig up Iron Mike's body and did a real autopsy. And sadly, that's the only picture on the internet that is, and I didn't want to show, it's brutal.
Hard.
But so disclaimer, if you guys Google it, because it will come up, the autopsy photo, and it's that's like his face. Ugh. And it's scary. It's sad. But they proved that he died of carbon monoxide poisoning. So they were like, because he told them everything they did, and they proved it. So finally, 10 months of this shit, Tony Marino, the speakeasy owner, Francis Pasquale, the undertaker, bartender Joe Murphy, Daniel Kreisberg, and the taxi driver Harry Green were all arrested on first-degree murder.
Was that 4?
That was 5.
4 or 5. Okay.
Yep. But there were other people involved. They just didn't go out that far in the web.
Believe that.
Yeah. So this went huge in the news, obviously. They were labeled in the news as the Murder Trust. That's what they called the group of guys, the Murder Trust.
What a kind of like bravo to the newspaper.
Right.
Because that's like not bad.
And Iron Mike had a lot of different nicknames, but Iron Mike was the one, the most common one. Like there was one newspaper that basically called him the man who refused to get murdered or something. Like they and there's an article I'll show you at the end, a headline from a newspaper in Texas that called him the man who refused to get murdered.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird the language, how it's different back then, because it was like a scummy bar, like they said all this weird shit that you would never read now. But anyway, the press was all over the shit. And here it is. I wrote that in here. One paper called it the case of the man who wouldn't be murdered. So October 1933, they all went to trial, and 2 weeks later, they were found guilty. Right before sentencing the men, they always have a chance to make a public statement. And the judge was like, do you shitbags have anything to say? Because everybody was like, you guys are trash. Tony Marino speaks for all of them. And he says, quote, "We have nothing to say, Your Honor." Just cold, no apology, no nothing. Just, nope, nothing to say. Taxi driver Harry got sent to Sing Sing prison in upstate New York.
That sounds scary.
For felonious assault. And Sing Sing, because I said it wasn't a walk in the park now or then, like at all. It was overcrowded. There was a lot of stuff happening up there. And I just found out, fun fact Thursday, that that's where the phrase "send them up the river" came from. Yeah, because that's what they would say if you got arrested. Send them up the river.
Oof.
Yeah, because they're going to Sing Sing. Tony Marino, Joe Murphy, Francis, and Daniel all got sent to what they called Old Sparky back then, the electric chair. And they didn't waste time flipping the switch. They exhausted their appeals real quick. Everybody's like, yeah, no. And they were executed.
Did they ever bring up his girlfriend that died? Was that a part of the court at all?
Nope. Because it never got proved.
Right.
Yeah. They didn't bring it up in the court proceedings.
Try to speculate.
They were like, we have him nailed on this one.
Did they say anything in the news? Like, I'm just asking because you knew it. And I'm like, was that like just looked over because what it was so bad?
For her and for Patrick Murray, Murray, the body double essentially of Iron Mike, they weren't brought up in the court stuff. Like they just went for the slam dunk, and it's sad that they were just a blip and they were still killed also. To this day, no one knows how he survived all this. No one. It should have killed him like the first time. So that's the part that blows my mind. Like he shouldn't have lived past the first day of this. So and wild. It went on for months. And here is the news article. Read out like, I'm trying to stretch. Okay, look at the headline and then under the headline. Can you read it? I know it's tiny and from 1933, so it's super
really cool. I'm looking at the artwork first.
Like, yeah,
absolute fuck.
Those drawing. Okay, so to paint a picture for audio only people, it's like they drew out how they killed him with the tube down his throat.
Yeah,
on the news article in the newspaper, and that's a newspaper from Texas, I think.
Do you want me to read out loud? It says New York's most fantastic murder. 5 times the ghoulish plotters tried to kill the homeless bum, Michael Malloy, whose life they had insured, but he survived every deadly scheme until they put a gas tube in his mouth and held him until he died.
Jeez. And then they showed the pictures. That's just crazy how the new...
So they had killed the body double by hitting him with the car too?
They assume. They don't know because they didn't go back and get him.
Okay, I was wondering that, and I just didn't get...
Yeah.
I mean, dude, whatever.
They apparently picked a busy street both times.
And I guess, too, people, I don't know. The timeline is so, like, that's the hard part when you're, like, hearing these stories. You have to somehow travel back in time to a time that you only know of in movies. But then you're also trying to, like, tap into the overall despair of what the time frame was. So it's just, I mean... It's unbelievable how many people were in the bar that knew that this was happening. We're also living in a time where that same shit is happening today, where people are being murdered in front of people and no one's helping people. So you know what? We're not in the Great Depression, but we're doing the same fucking shit on our streets. But it's just like, it's just a shocking overall experience and how many people were brought into it. And that it wasn't even...
They didn't hide
a foolproof plan either.
No,
like it didn't make sense in its original infancy. The plan didn't work. It didn't play out. It didn't pan right. Like
after the poison didn't get him, they should have just canceled the policy and moved on.
And once they realized that the policy was so dicey in itself, like as we're discussing it, we're like, dude, that wasn't his name.
Yeah.
You usually really need to have at least the ID
and you need to see the human who's being insured. Like the second time when they're like, he's like, oh, my brother doesn't care. He's busy.
It's one thing to get the paperwork in. It's a whole nother thing to get paid out. We all fucking know that.
And there's a bunch of other shit too, where they like insurance people were so hard up too that like they had done this before with other people. Like it goes way deeper into the time that people were doing this. Like some of the insurance people were just selling their forms and being like, I'll sign whatever. I need money. Like it was so sketchy.
Right.
And like it took New York a long time, like decades to clean up, to get back from where they were. Cause it was a really, really like high crime place.
Was that the start of insurance fraud? Do you think?
I don't
because it seems like it was the easiest time to get away with it because they needed the money too. I wonder if that is the start.
That's a good theory.
Right? Like that's the conception of insurance fraud.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
And then that's probably how we were able to figure out all the other ways that people were doing it, and then
maybe they probably started doing it with people, but I'm sure they like burnt their barns down and shit back in the day. I don't know when insurance started.
I don't know. Yeah, right.
Call Natasha and ask her.
Right. Right. You know who would know when life insurance started? Natasha Conkright at Conkright Agencies.
Who wouldn't sell a sketchy policy?
Natasha Conkright at Conkright Agencies. I'm curious because you're right. I didn't even think about like home and all that.
I've done a story. Belle Gunnis, she burnt her house down and then disappeared and like all that shit. So, okay. And that is the story of Michael Iron Mike Malloy, who is viewed by some as sort of a symbol of the Depression era resilience and has been called a true crime cult hero as well.
Oh, Iron Mike, man.
Yeah. And, there's the Simon Reed has a book on it. I didn't write the name down. But you can literally Google Iron Mike Malloy and all, like on his Wikipedia page at the very bottom, it lists everything. Like there's been plays, there's been songs, there's like a movie. Like it sounds like a movie. I'm intrigued
to the movie, but I feel like the movie was probably filmed so like long ago. I am not going to be intrigued by it.
It was.
We need it remade.
50s. Oh, they even did before TV. They even did a radio
reenactment.
Yeah, on the radio in the early 50s.
Oh wow!
That I wanted to listen to. I couldn't find it, but I think
I bet it was unbelievable.
They had like actors.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like the radio was
back when you sit around the fireplace.
So amazing.
Right.
Like it was literally everything. It was your only source of any entertainment. And so at 8:00, you go sit down by it. I'm sure that was really riveting. I want to see if I can find it too.
I know. Yeah. But so
wow.
And a play was written about it in the 80s, like a screenplay. So I
do appreciate this story so far back in time. I needed a story further back.
I wanted something that was a little bit farther back. Yeah. It was still heavy, but unbelievable. So it's kind of like your brain's like, it's sad for Mike, but Mike from everything that I read and watched and listened to, like, he was living his life and just thought he was partying and having party monster problems. Like, honestly, or he was like, whatever. Like, nobody knows to this day.
My life is what it is. I don't mind. Like, I
think
also pondered too if like he also just he was going to drink himself to death with or without the help of other people.
Right.
Unfortunately, he didn't drink himself to death.
Yeah.
He was murdered in a different capacity. Yeah. But my goodness.
I'm just glad he was like asleep when they did it. And like silver lining of that. But still, they hit him with a taxi like 3 times. Like, ugh.
Goodness.
Fuckers. Anyway.
Well, thank you for that story.
You're welcome.
And thank you to our amazing sponsor, Conkright Agencies.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Call Natasha. Just call her to talk. And then you get you some insurance. Yeah, we do.
We do. Well, thank you guys so much. Please like, review, subscribe, be good, be kind, be a human, be a good human. Don't be a human, be a good human.
Be a human. Be a good one though.
Preferably a good one.
If you have to pick, good.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Don't forget, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
We love you.
Bye.
This episode was sponsored, edited, and produced by Wonderboy Media. Get the deets at WBOYmedia.com to see how you can make your podcast dreams a reality.
Help us out and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our audio project. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at, of course, A Couple of Sassholes.
Want more sass? Become a member of our Patreon for bonus content, merch, and more. Plus, we're on Cameo now, so there's even more ways to get the sass you need just how you like it. As always, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Theodore, can I bet that guy?